Hey, yo. I was about to ask that guy. I didn't know if he found that pizza in the trash can or he just set it on top of the trash can just for a second and was gonna take it with him. No disrespect. I wasn't really trying to disrespect him, but I think he might have been embarrassed because he saw me filming him. Here's the thing, man. If you guys out there, whether you're a college student or maybe not, you're homeless, you're experiencing homelessness, or maybe a moment of being transient, you should never ever feel that you have to. And it's okay if you do, but don't let it linger. Talk to somebody seriously, because there's plenty of churches that will give you some food. And the thing is, some people think, hey man, maybe he didn't, take it out of the trash can, but just setting up your box of pizza on top of the trash can for 1 second, those germs from the trash can are gonna hit your pizza box and they're gonna climb right in your pizza by the time he gets home and puts it into his mouth, and then suddenly he has a disease or something terrible, right? And you don't really think about it like that, oh, it's just 2-second rule. No, dog. It's not your carpet floor, it's not the kitchen floor. That's a little bit different. And even though you still don't do that, if you really come from a family where your parents have sense, it doesn't matter if I Love Lucy or I Dream a Genie cleaned your floor, or Franny the Nanny with God's bleach from his cabinet. It doesn't matter. There's no 2-second rule doesn't exist even inside the house, because people come in, they step on it with their feet, and it's over. If you have a toilet bowl, if there's a trash can in your house, the germs never die. All right, they're like Goonies. They never die. You know what I mean? Everybody knows that. You know that, and it's God bless all of us for knowing that. And I'm not making fun of the guy. Some people forget, even me. There's been times where I've dropped a potato chip on the ground in my house and I've eaten it, right? And it's horrible. You never know what you could do when you're homeless. You know what I'm saying? Would I ever eat food out of the garbage? Hell nah, right? But there were some really, really times in my life where a recycling bin, I would dumpster dive in a recycling bin, yo, there's a couch, right? Let me get that couch out of the recycling bin because it's a recycling bin and not a dumpster. It's okay. No, it's not okay. It's outside. Nobody's gonna sit down. No girlfriend is gonna sit down on my couch if she knew I dug it out of a recycling bin. But somebody has to explain that to you whenever you're not on drugs, and it registers. So sometimes it's not always that a person has mental problems or they have no common sense. Sometimes it's drugs, or sometimes it's just you don't think about it. So I'm not trying to sound like I know more than he does. The true fact of the matter is, I don't want to see that guy get sick, right? I really don't. You know what I mean? And like I said, if it wasn't the case, I wouldn't explain to you that there's been times where I've done stuff like that. You know what I mean? But I was going to ask him, hey, man, do you know where there's a place to get food? Because I can help you. You know what I mean? But if you ever see that guy, don't let him, if you have a way of, connecting with somebody like that without sounding condescending, you should, because you never know. A person like that could just be having a bad day, but they could be in search of Goodwill Hunting, or they could be on a pursuit of happiness like Will Smith. And one day you see them when they're running through the city with one shoe on and one shoe off. The next day you see them walking out of a corporate building with your nearest billionaire on the Forbes list, because as you see in the movie, his life actually turned around. So that guy, he might not even be homeless. He might actually be somebody who's a grad student or even a professor, and he just thinks it's okay. Some people just, they might be in a bad place in their life. But I just wanted to say that about that guy. Don't dig out of the trash can. Don't do drugs. No badge left behind.